Hello, and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Everything discussed in this video is allegedly and in my very own opinion and is used for entertainment purposes only. Today I will be reacting to Mr. Monday Night, aka Messy Mondays. Now, let's get into it.
Wanted to continue
And I
filming.
did fast forward a little bit, just because I don't want to hear all of that stuff
We're
Carlos
talking
had to say in
about
the
it because
beginning.
Stormy on Instagram.
So he's talking about the reason why Stormy quit.
Um, I'm still in shock that she quit. I speak to Stormy, and Stormy was on my reality with the King special that aired on OWN. We just taped a reunion. I was about to give away something, child. Never mind. Anyway, so look, I want to say this. When I created Love and Marriage Huntsville, I created the show because I felt like what was missing from reality TV at the time.
Let me stop you there, Carlos. You mean when Melody brought the show to you? She pitched the show to you, so you didn't create this show. You changed the show from her initial idea. And I think that's why you feel like this is your show because this show turned into nothing like what Melody had a vision for her show. It's something totally different at this point.
Where couples were on equal playing field in terms of starring on the show and showcasing Black excellence. And when I say Black excellence, that means different things for different people. For me, when I created the show, I wanted to show power couples in the
Hey, American Born, thank you so much for being here.
When the show first came on, it became an instant hit. And when I say instant, it's rare for a season one show to have an audience build week to week. Love and Marriage Huntsville ratings increased week to week to week. And it shocked the network, it shocked me, it shocked the cast.
Hey, Kicking It With Courtney.
But we were like, this audience is growing. And our lead-in at the time was Iyanla Fix My Life. And then one day we beat Iyanla in the ratings. And we were like, wait a second. Nobody beat Iyanla in the ratings. But we did when they had the Bachelorette party, Kimmy and Maurice did. And we beat Iyanla in the demo, right? That's when we all were like, this show is big. And the network immediately ordered episodes. And we had, through God's blessings, the cast and crew working hard, we have been the #1 show on the Oprah Winfrey Network for 4 consecutive years. And that is an accomplishment, right?
Now he's getting to the part I really want to address.
This fan base. When it comes to the show, I've worked on big shows before. I mean, a lot of you guys know me from Atlanta Housewives, right? So I know what it's like to come from a big show. As big as the Real Housewives of Atlanta was, I never experienced the amount of hatred from some of the people who watch the show when they watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. The beauty of Huntsville is the fact that you have an amazing core group of people who are brave and courageous enough to give themselves to the audience.
Okay, Carlos, that's what they get paid to do. This is reality TV. They get paid to go on there and tell their reality. So don't try to make it seem like your cast members are doing something so different than any other reality TV show that's on the air. They're not. And this goes along with the territory. I don't understand what you don't understand about that. And furthermore, it just really boggles my mind that you're going to sit here and you're going to, I guess, yourself calling out the fans that watch your show that help you get those numbers that you need. Like, who does that? It's so ridiculous for you to sit here and call out the people that have made your show, which you call it, because in our eyes, it's Melody's show. You want to sit here and call out the fans that make this show even possible. Make it make sense.
They're not actors. They're not
Hey,
hiding.
sound checking it. Thank you so much for being here in the bushes.
Okay. They're not playing a character.
Hey, dear
I know
Yvette.
I hate Tariq on Power, and Tariq gets all this shade from the social media audience.
Like, this guy is so arrogant. First of all, on most shows, like Real Housewives of Atlanta, for instance, even know who the producers are because we never see them. This is the only reality TV show that we actually know who the producers are. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else stays behind the scene. But you're chasing clout so much that you want to be on the forefront and you want to be a cast member. Like, it's so ridiculous. We should never have to see your ugly face.
Based on, we hate Tariq, but the actor we all know is a great actor who made this character that we sometimes take it too far by being mean to the character, right? That's what's happening to this show. Except these aren't actors.
This guy is calling out the fans for the exact same thing that he's doing. Did you hear what he just said? The person that he just described is being mean to one of the characters. That's exactly what you have your entire cast doing to Melody. And I'm so glad that she has us so she doesn't have to call out every little thing that takes place. And we can do that for her so that she can protect her mental health. Because I'm sure at this point, I'm sure that she's suffering because of because you chose to make her a target for your entire cast. And you can't understand why people are calling your ass out. Like, make it make sense. Like, what part about this you don't get, Carlos King? It's so ridiculous that we even have to have these type of conversations. And y'all, American Born, she was up in them comments last night. She was all up in them comments, her and How I See It.
These are real people. These are real people who
and me, of course,
to give themselves
for a check and for
to an
fame.
audience that they don't know. What they also signed up for is to be heralded and hated, to be praised and pushed aside, right? They understand that. I get negative comments on my page, and I'm not on the show.
You want to be on the show.
Y'all my real life, right? But I understand I'm the face of the production.
If you never
as your
came out to Cloud Chase, then you wouldn't be getting these comments and the backlash.
Pages, you then decide to go to the critic.
Dear Yvette says, do you think that all the CCs can start a class action lawsuit? You know, dear Yvette, I think that's, when you start talking lawsuits, that stuff is very stressful. And I know me personally, I can't speak for anybody else, but I know I don't want to be a part of that, which is why I generally don't cover the show, is because it's so dark, you know? But like listening last night to this live that Carlos did, it really pissed me off because he's doing the exact same thing that he's calling these content creators out for. The exact same thing. And it's funny that he can't make that correlation, like he doesn't see that. Hey, FMC, thank you so much for being here.
The show and said, well, let's also attack him. So let me deal with that. And I'm not giving y'all none of my real life, okay? Because you don't get high off your own supply. Okay?
You are.
That's
why we're looking at your video right now. You're getting high off your own supply.
Protective of my cast. Tiffany Whitlow left the show because of some mean viewers.
Now, why are we just now hearing, that Tiffany Whitlow left the show because of some mean viewers? We never heard that. We heard that she was having troubles in her marriage. She was going through postpartum. She was overwhelmed. I think she was feeling insecure because she gained a lot of weight. Her husband wasn't there to help her with the baby like she thought he would be. But not one time did we hear that she left the show because of mean viewers and, from the backlash that she was getting from the viewers. Not one time.
She said it out of her own mouth.
We didn't hear it.
Hearing on the show her first season, her first reunion, she said, I felt like jumping off the bridge.
Sounds like postpartum to me.
She said that out of her own mouth.
And a lot of people like Tiffany and Big Lou. I don't believe it. Dear Yvette says, at this point, I think CCs who were doxxed and struck on YouTube were where CK was initiator could file a class action lawsuit. They absolutely can. If that's something that they are interested in doing, they can definitely do that because at this point now they're just being harassed and it's so ridiculous. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me.
So for the season and then finally setting Patty now. And y'all know I'll go up for Tiffany Whitlow. I love Tiffany. I love everything about that woman. It was sad to see her go. I understood it, and we all made the decision that if you can't bear what's been happening to you outside of the show, right? Then we respect your wishes. That has happened. Okay, losing Storm.
And American Born said that's a lie. And Alf MC said, Tea Talk with Your Girl said today she was doxxed again. OMG. I didn't know that by former pro melody content creator who now a dox site. Okay, so I think I know who you're speaking of. That is just so ridiculous. Everything he's going to say is going to be a lie. Alf MC is so ridiculous. And Alf MC said the question I have is in the NDA the CCs signed during the podcast, did it specifically say they could not post videos from the event? No. And he could have even told them that at the event, but he chose not to do that and then came back striking people's channel. Like, it's so ridiculous. Give me 1 second, guys.
Steele from Love and Marriage Huntsville is a great loss to the show because Stormy brought something different that the show needed at the time she was presented. Stormy being on the show took nothing away from the original six, and it took nothing away from Destiny. It took nothing away from the Fletchers. Stormy was just this vibrant CEO entrepreneur from Mississippi who moved to Huntsville and created an empire for herself, right? And that's what the show was about. Black excellence.
Isn't it funny that initially that's what the show was supposed to be about? So now he's trying to paint Stormy as that person when, even though that was Melody's initial, what she pitched to the network, he's trying to make like that's what Stormy was. Really, Carlos? No. Stormy was messy. And that is what you changed your show to, a messy ass show, which Stormy fit right in. Okay, so let's keep it real. So that's the reason why you wanted Stormy on the show, not because she was this, great, successful entrepreneur. It was because she was low key messy because you probably knew from the beginning that she knew Ariana. And that's probably why you wanted her on the show because you knew that that would eventually come out. And Alpha MC says the network specialist, that's what I thought because they all were posting, but he struck their channels instead of advising them of the stipulations of posting content prior to the premiere. He could have even came back after the podcast. And, as soon as he seen one person post or whatever the case may be, he could have made a video and said, do not post, anything, any videos from the podcast. And if you do, I will strike your channel. He could have given them a warning. He never gave them a warning. He just started striking channels. Okay.
Stormy fit the bill. She started off as a friend up to the show to test the waters. And once Destiny and her got into it, honey.
Guys, I want you to tell me how many scenes do you think that Stormy was in before she started being messy? Because I want to say the very first time when she went to the tea party, she was throwing shade after the tea party. And then the next time was after that big old thing at the Madonna relaunch when the fight broke out. And her mom was in the car and she was, throwing shade to Melody then. So she started off right out the gate being messy. She did that one little event where her and Destiny got into it. And I think that was another reason why she was mad at Melody, because she had a problem with Melody telling her to chill out, you know what I'm saying? And she thought that Melody should be on her side because she was calling herself defending Melody. And FMC says, I truly hope the CCs who are reviewing CK Live from last night start to debunk every lie he and Destiny are stating, starting with that Tiffany said from the first reunion and the last reunion. Exactly. Because I haven't did any reactions to his show in a long time, because I only do it for the Messy Mondays, but I had to do it for this. Because there was just too many lies
She was
told.
like, okay, child, let me be on this show.
And from what we hear, Stormy paid money to be on the show.
But she also able to promote her business too. And my entire family, they do a wonderful job promoting their businesses. Stormy is a self-made multi-millionaire, okay, who has built an empire for herself, being a young Black girl from Mississippi. She's an inspiration to a lot of people, just like the original Six is an inspiration to a lot of people, just like Destiny is an inspiration to a lot of people, just like the Fletchers, okay? You find somebody on the show that you...
Hey, Nanny of the Maroons. Thanks for being here.
And Stormy brought that to the show. To see her leave is a great loss because she fit the bill and she fit the mandate. She did not.
Carlos King, I guarantee you, if you would have offered her more money, she would have stayed. Because from what I hear, she said you don't pay enough for her to expose her life and things like that. So maybe if you paid your cast members more money, it would actually be worth it.
Leave the show because the network, the production, and she made that clear in the post that she made on Saturday. She left the show because she had to choose business over the bullshit that some of you guys did to her. Y'all did it to Tiffany and she left. And y'all did it again to Stormy.
Oh my God. This is so ridiculous.
I don't stand for
like,
it.
How many times do we have to hear this?
Always addressed it. I don't like it.
Like, guys, for those of you who were on Kicking It with Courtney's live this morning, Lala made some great points when she said this is a full out attack. Like, it's happening everywhere. And she feels like it's because of Martell's court case that's coming up in December. Like, they're trying to paint Melody as this bad person, this bitter, angry person, so they have enlisted everybody and their mom to drag Melody and the millimeters. I absolutely believe that point that Lala made earlier today. And Nanny of the Maroons says, who the hell can Dusty Destiny inspire with her broke ass? Exactly. Nanny of the Maroons. and LMC is speaking.
It's okay to have an opinion. It's okay to say, I like you, Stormy. Team this person this week. I'm on this person's side next week. All that is good. We all signed up for that, right? When I host reunions, y'all love me doing the first one. Then y'all say, he's getting paid by the Scott. Melody is his favorite. He fired Destiny. Now he's kissing Martell's ass. And y'all say the craziest things about me. I don't give a shit. Because I know I signed up for the gig. Okay? What I do give a shit about is when you guys are constantly attacking my cast. When the cast attack each other, they know what it is.
What producer do you know has ever came out and said anything to the fans about the cast? Like, this is utterly ridiculous. Like, unheard of.
That's what they decide to do. They know what it is. Okay? And in most cases, they're able to forgive each other. Who would have thought Destiny and Stormy would be good friends? Based on their interaction. There were Team Stormy, Team Destiny. And look what happened. They're now close. Okay? That's what happens in the order of life. Some of you guys are not fans. I would never disrespect my audience by calling you mean MFers fans, because you're not. You are not good people.
From the way you're speaking, that's what it sounds like.
To sit up here and contact places and cops because of your disdain for a person who is brave enough to entertain you on a Saturday night.
Like, he is really trying to sell this story. Like, I mean, he's like trying to make it seems like they're doing something that no other reality TV show person is doing. Like, they're doing something so special. No, they're reality TV stars. I mean, that's what you do. He is a joke. That part, American Born.
So because you don't like what you're seeing, you want to go the extra mile. And before y'all sit there and say, but Carlos, you never want to address what other people do, have a reunion. I am the host of a reunion and I created this show. I don't have to address anything on Twitter. I don't just when people come for me, whether that's my cast or anybody related to them.
Speaking of Twitter, I don't know if you guys saw it on Twitter, but he came out like he was just going to be making like some real big statements on this live. So he set it up. So he had all of this planned out, you know what I'm saying, to go off on the millimeters on this live. Like, he put it out there on Twitter.
Or any of the fans. Say anything to y'all. I don't owe y'all nothing.
He said he don't owe us nothing.
Instead of y'all deflecting the negativity that you spew, don't come on my doorstep, sticking my foot, worrying about what I do to my cast. Okay? Because my cast knows exactly what time it is. They have my phone number, and if my cast ever had an issue with anything about Carlos King the First, they know who to dial. Okay? Be clear on that. And that's a fact. So don't worry about what happens with my production. Worry about how you use your fingers to disrespect people, to disrupt them.
He called himself this. Ooh, going off on us.
So you can say, yeah, bro, I read him. Some of you guys are grandmothers, great grandmothers.
Yeah, and
sure
I'm a grandmother, and what?
Behave in this manner. Did you? I don't think so. Did you raise your children to call people and harass them?
And Nanny of the Maroon said, CK is trash. He's upset because he can't harass Mel in peace. Exactly, because she has protection. Not only does she have the protection of her millimeters, she also has security. and nobody can get to her. That's what they're really mad about, is that they can't get close to her. They want to hang out with her. They, if Melody wasn't like shunning Carlos, like he would be trying to be around her.
So why do you feel to do it at your big age? For what? So you can sit there and say like, yeah, girl, I got them together. But one thing I know for sure, you can fool people, you can fool the world, but you can't fool God. And karma is the one.
Can y'all
that's
believe that this a-hole is talking about karma?
You don't have to respond.
I can't wait till karma spin the block on him.
God fights my battles because he could do a better job for it than I could ever. And that's what you guys should be allowing it to happen. If you feel some kind of way about somebody, who? Let God handle them if that's how you feel. Okay? But some of you guys have this godlike superior attitude, and you think that you're doing something. And all you're doing, and I'm gonna leave it here. All
Please.
You're doing,
we've heard enough.
All that you're doing is welcoming that hatred back to you tenfold. So when you're sitting at home and you're concerned about the state of the life that you have, look back on the things you did to other people. Leave my cast alone.
Be careful what you say, CK.
They are the most bravest human beings I know.
And yeah, the jailbirds. Really?
They have experienced pain in their marriages and pain in their friendships. And the last thing they deserve is to experience pain from people who are what.
Now, he really want us to feel sorry for them nasty ass people with the way we see them treat Mel. He want us to have sympathy for them.
The show as they're doing this for your entertainment.
No, they're doing it for a check that they're not getting.
All right, I'm done.
Please.
So, with that being said,
now he's gonna bring Destiny lying ass home.
Let's bring in my two special guests. Let's bring in my two special guests, okay? Give it up for one of the stars of Belle Collective, although she would say she's the star, honey. Give it up for my Libra sis, Latrice Rogers.
Oh, Latrice is a Libra. Okay.
Pastor King.
Now, let me just say this. I didn't know who Latrice was until last night, and I really like Latrice. I'm still not watching the show because I'm not going to support any of his shows, but Latrice, she stood on business last night. She didn't back down. They kept trying to coerce her into changing her mind and trying to feed her into what to say, but Latrice was not having it. And it seems like Latrice is the Melody on the Belle Collective because she has the largest fan base, just like Melody. So she was not even going to tolerate them trying to change her mind. And Dear Yvette says he's going real hard for them jailbirds. Exactly. And Nanny of the Maroon said, karma is already tearing his arse up. His African disposing him is just the beginning. Exactly. And now he out here on the hunt for a man. And even had the nerve to say that he might dip his toe in the lady pond. Really? Don't no lady want you, honey. Like, we don't do men that are delivered. Go deliver your ass back where you came from.
Hey, boo, hey, you look good.
Thank you. Thank you. I have my denim on today.
I love that. Yes, honey. All right. Yeah, give it up, honey, for the comeback kid herself, the always beautiful and sassy Destiny Payton.
Oh my God.
Damn you then.
American Born said Dusty had her light way too high for men.
Now, cause she
Girl, that shining light on her face was annoying me so bad. Like, I guess it was the light, but I thought it was just her face was really shiny. I wanted to tell her so bad, girl, you really need to get that shine off your face, whatever it was.
Fabulous, honey. Baby, go ahead, like,
And another thing, Latrice, said that Destiny is tiny. So trying to picture that because I'm petite both ways. I'm short and I'm small. So thinking to myself, you mean to tell me in real life this lady is petite, small, with that big ass head? Was like, can't be, because maybe she's just talking about being small and maybe she's tall, whatever. But if that's the case, her head definitely doesn't match her body. And Nini says, American born, that's the only way Destiny can shine bright like a diamond. Okay, yes.
y'all know her.
Now, by a show of hands, who watches Bell Collective? And Dear Yvette says that was the light of liars. And American Born said we should make bobbleheads of the cast. That would be too funny.
How much I love the shows that we're a part of, and y'all know how much I love my cast. Then we all have our moments where we get mad at each other and blah blah blah. But one thing that
Yes, him having Latrice on their backfire, it didn't do what he wanted it to do.
Like, we ain't calling this person that person and this person that person. Like, we're not doing any of those things. And it's okay to have a disagreement, but you got to have a very mature one, right? And that to me is what's needed. But enough of that. So, welcome to my Monday Night Live. I am so happy to talk to you two. I just did my monologue, my opening monologue about Stormy still quitting Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, Latrice, you and Stormy are really good friends.
Yes, that's my baby.
That's your baby. So, talk to me about how you feel about Stormy quitting Love and Marriage Huntsville.
I basically think she did what was best for her and her business. I know Stormy, like she loves so hard and she's so compassionate and strong about everything that she does. And to receive like the backlash that she has received and for it to affect her business, like Stormy went to jail. She literally sent me a video like, girl, I'm in jail.
Show us proof.
And to take it to that extent,
That
like,
jail photo ain't gonna do it.
it's unacceptable. So she did what I felt like was what she felt was best for her business. And hey, maybe in another year or two, Stormy might be back on Love and Marriage or Bell Collective.
You know what's so funny? A lot of people.
She must know something we don't know. Hey, Carmen Jackson, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is my first time seeing you in here. And she said, I feel Melody is being horribly attacked. Exactly, Carmen Jackson. That's what I feel too. And Dear Yvette says, I'm not watching him anymore. And American Born said, she said she was quitting a while ago. Yes, and her mom said she never wanted Stormy on the show. So I think her mom had some, influence on that decision as well. And American Born says they don't handcuff people in the front, shaking my head. Exactly. She brought those handcuffs with her. And Carmen Jackson said, yes, like they are blaming Melody and her fans like crazy. I'm subscribing right now to your channel. Thank you so much. And American Born says they are at Latrice's Taste restaurant all the time now. So are you referring to Stormy and Courtney?
Said they want to see Stormy and Bell Collective. And look, Stormy will forever be a part of the Kingdom Reign family. Yes. And the door's always open for her. Destiny, you're also somebody very close with Stormy as well. So have you checked in with Stormy? How is Stormy feeling?
Always. She's feeling good. She's leveling up. We just saw her on Samurai Hall. Like she's doing her thing. I ain't gonna say one monkey ain't gonna stop no show, but a few of them ain't gonna stop no show. She's gonna keep on going and keep on pushing, keep on inspiring because that's just who she is.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just get right into it. So, Love and Marriage Huntsville is on fire this season. But Teresa, have you been catching up with the show?
Actually,
No.
it's quite boring this season, Carlos. And we are really sick of this girls' trip. Like, when is this girls' trip going to end? Like, I mean, just watching it, you would have thought that the girls' trip would have been a month long. And American Born says, and Dusty and BBL Nell and her family are they there too? Okay, so everybody's going to this restaurant. And Nanny of the Maroon says, any black woman who loves or respects themselves should not be supporting CK. He has proven many times that his hate towards black women is real. Exactly. And you know what I think it is, Nanny? I think the reason why he hates women, especially black women, so much is because, in my opinion, he will never be able to be in a relationship that he can be in the public eye. He's always got to be somebody's side chick. He can't be out in public with anybody he chooses to date. And that's just my opinion. So maybe that'll change now that him and his African guy are no longer together. Maybe now he'll try to look for somebody that he can actually be seen in public with. But I think that he's jealous of the fact that he can't be seen in public with his man. And all he can do is watch others. And American Born says now Stormy Weather is complaining people are contacting her about $9 glaze and they are knockoffs. Well, anyone who buys from Alibaba like her can sell it. Oh my God. So they're basically contacting her about the stuff that they got from Alibaba. I think that's what you're saying. That is too funny. And pretending that it's hers. And Carmen Jackson says Carlos wanted a tag team against Melody. I do wonder if Mel is going to leave the show. I truly wish she does. From the way Mel was looking when she was sitting at that table, and even when she went live the next morning after the reunion, she looked depleted, in my opinion. Beautiful as ever, very beautiful. She still had on her makeup. She forgot to take it off, but her energy level was very low. And I know she was tired because, she had just did her, 8-hour live. She did the reunion. She did her fashion, shoot with Jay Boland. So she had a lot going on. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, that look on her face when they were sitting at that dinner table, it was the look of I'm done. Like I'm so done, like stick a fork in me done. That was the look that she gave sitting at that table with all of those snakes. And American Born says, I hope she does, Carmen Jackson. He doesn't have a man. He left him. Yes, that's what I'm saying. His African man left him. So that's why he's on the prowl right now. From other sellers on TikTok shop, apparently. Oh my God. That is so funny.
Listen, me and Latrice, that's my girl. We hang.
And Latrice is getting ready to throw some shade on Latrice.
What? Y'all went to Black?
No, do not be quiet, Latrice.
Did y'all go to Credit One After Hours?
Who? You gonna say that? What? No. Listen, I'm not gonna play with you, Carly. So bad.
I need to know if y'all went to the. Okay, so but you went to Huntsville. You have fun with the girls, Latrice.
Yeah, yeah. I had a really good time.
Okay, good. Because Destiny is a good time.
Definitely, it's a really good time. And what people don't know, it's so little. Like, Destiny is itty bitty. Okay.
I know, but Destiny has big dick energy. So I think
Period.
I think the 8 inches that she holds,
9.
It's so stupid. Let me fast forward it.
it's a very interesting conversation because on social media, well, and listen, obviously you guys heard that I don't condone anybody approaching anyone's business.
And Carmen Jackson says, yes, I do agree. I do agree because she also dealing with her demon ex-husband. Martell is still dragging her through the courts. Exactly. Like, I mean, this is getting close to Christmas and she got to be going to the courts.
And that's where I stand. I think it's gross. But the reason why I wanted to bring it up is because social media went on fire. Honestly for the past 2 days about whether or not they think Melody should say something. And what is interesting is, and listen, I love the fact that everyone has their truth. Latrice feels like Melody. So you agree that Melody should not say anything? I don't put words in your mouth.
All right, different situation.
No, we're talking about overall. Let's just personalize it.
Because this was interesting. Because listen, the beauty of this conversation is this. There are some people who think like she doesn't owe them anything, right? There are those people. There are people who think she should say something, right? I don't condone any of this in terms of people doing it. Now, whether or not I think Melody should say something, that's between Melody and her fans, right? Just like it's between you and your fan, Latrice. But what is interesting to me is you two are famous and you two are on 2 different shows and have 2 different audiences in terms of style. So that's why I love this conversation because you do have somebody, Destiny, who says pretty much that she would never tell her fans to stop. So are you complicit if you don't tell your fans to stop, or do you feel like telling them to stop is going to help the situation?
I feel like if you stand for something, then you stand for it. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. And at the end of the day, like just saying, hey, I get it that y'all ride for me. I get that y'all love and support me, but this is affecting my castmates or the people my coworkers. At the end of the day, like that's just a simple stance to take. If you take no stance, that is your stance. So if you're watching people be attacked, you're watching people's businesses be disparaged, and you're watching a lot of different things, inciting a lot of different things that.
And Nanny says, at least he got that right. Destiny is only for a good time, if you know what I mean. Exactly. I sent a cash out last night so that I could call Destiny a 304 and told her to stand on business. And then I thought about I need to leave this man alone for he's come over here messing with my channel. Hey, Toot Latrice, thanks for being here, sis. Gotcha. Listening in the bushes. And Nanny says, Destiny is a washed up 304 on her way to retirement with nothing to show for her years of tricking and scheming. Bad coochie management. Oh my God. That was funny. Hey, Taisha J. Thank you so much for being here, sis. And American Born says, I was laughing. I thought you was listening in the ops at Toot Latrice. Listening in on the ops. Well, y'all know Toot Latrice is our detective. If she can't get the tea out, it can't be got.
That means you for it. Period.
Don't forget to like the video, guys.
Maybe I'm for it then. Because
But I challenge you that with that, because that means you were for Stormy getting arrested. You were for.
I don't know.
No, I'm just saying this is the playing field that we're talking about. So these people that you're
There are
for,
several
that you
things
say,
that
not only you're not
Dusty
for
have
yourself,
done that might
specific-
land
your
her in jail.
specific instances and things that have happened to you. But the overall question is, if people are getting people arrested, people
See,
are
now she's trying to
targeting
persuade
business
Latrice to
deals,
change her mind.
the city, coming to people's businesses, calling the unemployment office, and all kinds of stuff on people because we've all experienced that on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Nobody
Like
at all,
that is
Courtney.
just not okay because that goes past the show.
Right. Be double-sided on that because, like, just in Stormy's situation in general, like, I know that there was nothing that was granted, nothing that she deserved at all because, of course, like, we know Stormy, Destiny. Like I always say, the sweetest, most humble person ever. And I know Stormy was so hurt behind it, and it just wasn't fair to her, nor was it granted at all. So on the flip side, I still like even taking a stance. I still feel like the viewers, the fans are gonna do what they want to do, regardless. I can sit here and be like, "Hey, don't attack." Like Carlos did a whole speech, man. He took us to church, and at the end of the day, they're probably in the comments now with the bid.
And that's fine, but the stance has already been made.
Destiny, you always trying to convince people to see things in your point of view. Carmen Jackson said, it's also like all of them are using Mel as their storyline. Shaking my head. I can only imagine what the reunion was like. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. Big head Destiny. Yes, that's what it's looking like. Her head is bigger than the rest of her body. Oh my gosh. Ah, watermelon head. And I never thought that before until Latrice kept saying that Destiny is so small and so little. Um, Nanny said, "Hey, Judge Courtney, why didn't you keep Destiny's trifling, fraudulent arse locked up until trial?" Light bulb head. Y'all is tripping in these comments. And Toot Latrice says, American born, I'm tired, sis. I'm staying on safe ground now. Why? Toot Latrice, you a celebrity now? Honey, your name singing in everybody, mouth. So you might as well come on out. Come on out with it. Come out swinging. And Courtney says her trial date is coming. You need to hurry up.
Beyonce, and we're not even ain't nobody on Beyonce level. Like, hey, she's the highest A-list, but at the end of the day, like she said, y'all be nice. Yeah. Be nice. That's the stance. It's like every last one of her fans from doing what they do. No, but it let them know the person that they value has a stance.
Well, I think that's the reason why
But
go ahead.
For whatever they dish out to me, well, I'm not even dishing it out because I'm not malicious. I don't do anything to them. But I'm not gonna sit here and defend you when you're constantly attacking me, belittling me, lying on me. Like, no, in my case. But I do trust in Destiny. I would never want, like I hate that even happened to you because I know you as a person and fine, like just I love genuine positivity around you. So hate that happened to you, but in my case, it's on another level.
Listen, I gotta catch up because it must be real bad over there.
This is why. Listen,
so now she's trying to say she got to catch up with Bell Collective because it must be bad over there because she thinks that it's only happening on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yes, get some rest too, Latrice. You only one person. At Kicking It with Courtney, I wonder if she changed those curtains. Oh my God.
And I could not have dreamt of a better guest for tonight because listen, this is like The View. I'm Whoopi Goldberg. But all jokes aside, this shows that it's beautiful to have a conversation with Black women who have different point of view. And the fact that you two are still respectful to each other and listening to each other. So I do love that. I want to move on because one of the biggest highlights of the episode of Huntsville was the revelation of Trisha admitting that she did lie about going over Martell's house to train him. You are friends with Trisha, Destiny, and so is Stormy. You and Stormy, in that moment, to me, as at this point, I was a viewer, I was watching it. You two seem to be disappointed that she didn't tell her girls the truth. So talk to me about being in that moment and then here.
Can y'all believe he's asking the biggest liar of them all? Like, she is not surprised that Trish lied. She lies every day, all day. They're all liars.
I think what Trisha had to reveal that shocked the table.
Yeah, because we had a whole workout session and it was I mean, I was ping ponging back and forth between her and Stormy. And Stormy was like, "Well, Martell said you came over." She's like, "Well, I didn't." And I'm like, "Well, why did he say that?" And it's just a whole thing. I'm like, "Martell, are you what's going on?" And to get to St. Thomas and sit at that table and hear her say, "Well, yeah, I did lie." And I'm like, "Oh, what? What? Say what? Say what?"
Hey, Nikki's News on Narcissism.
It's I
Thanks for
understood
being here.
her thought process when she said I didn't want to lean into it because I didn't want it to be bigger than what it was. But I told her myself, I said, doing that made it bigger than what it was. And so yeah, I was just like, yeah, girl, no, don't ever like think that withholding information or bending the truth is going to help the situation. It's going to always make it worse.
Oh my God.
The fans really do believe that Trisha and Martell had something going on. Latrice, I'm not sure you caught up to that. Okay. So, Destiny, I want you to.
Ask her.
Latrice, you are aware of who Martell Hope is, correct?
Everybody knows hotel.
Do you know Chris? Go ahead.
Everything.
I want to ask you first, courtesy of Destiny, do you believe that Trisha and Martell had something going on, or do you believe her when she says they never did?
If the girl said that she didn't have anything going on with that man, then I'm gonna lean towards what she said. Like I can't sit here and speculate because I wasn't there, you wasn't there, we weren't there. If Martell said something, she said something, that's what it is.
For me, the way that Ken jumped in to cut Martell off and tell Trish side of the story like he was there, that's what really makes me believe that they did sleep together, because why was he trying to cut Martell off, you know what I'm saying, and tell what Trish said to him, which is secondhand information, instead of letting the person who was actually there tell their side of the story.
What is your opinion?
Like I feel like this, and I've said this 100 times. Like Martell can't hold water, so I feel like at this point he would have said it.
Okay, so that makes you a liar, Destiny, because you said out of your own mouth that Martell sleeps with all of his friends. So there's no way that you're going to make me believe that this girl went to Martell's house and nothing happened. You said that out of your own mouth.
Said what?
Whatever happened, follows.
So you don't believe anything happened? A kiss, a hug, like nothing?
But why does it happen?
Doing it private, but if they say that nothing happened, ain't nothing happened. I work. You wasn't there. I wasn't there.
You can't be giving this girl extra bodies. That's not right.
She giving herself extra bodies.
Maybe it didn't count. I just went.
Extra body count, baby. Oh, that's inflation.
Well, we don't need any extra body counts, Sean, because you two have a well, Latrice is married, and Destiny, you're single, so are you using that big D energy on some new men?
I've actually been abstinent.
For how long?
Mind your business, but I have. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Okay, a while meaning like 2 months?
No, way longer than 2 months.
A year?
I think the only reason why Destiny said that she's being abstinent is because she don't want us to think that she slept with Lance, which we all know that she probably did. And Nanny says Ken doesn't care who Trish sleeps with. Ken is a pro side dude. Marceau and Maurice are gonna F around and have their women snatched up by Ken. I don't think nobody want that man. He is not appealing or attractive at all. That's why he keeps being a side dude. If you can't be number one, you most definitely can be number two.
You're not drinking either?
Well, I think that's sabbatical. I've been fasting from a lot of things.
What are you fasting away from?
I'm just fasting to greatness.
No, that's right, Debbie.
Being an evil
Does
person,
that
that's what
greatness
she
include
fasting away.
male son Lance? Is that the greatness you're fasting? Latrice, have you seen Lance and Destin together?
Actually,
You see how she laughing? She done slept with him.
But like, do you adore Lance Destiny? Do you adore him to where you guys have been together alone past midnight?
Why do you want to know what this girl do on her private time, Carlos? That's none of your business. Just because they work on your show don't mean you get to know all of their personal business.
Or goes out if not past midnight.
I said just the two of you without people.
Oh yeah, now you're my business.
Exactly.
You are on my show, so yeah.
And okay, because you ain't getting nothing else on the show. Lance her storyline.
One of the things that was also a big topic of conversation, Destiny, and I want you to be able to really address how you feel. So what we did see in this past episode is you and Melody hug each other. You spoke to Melody while you guys were, near the boats and stuff, and you expressed to her about the state of your friendship, and of course I'm paraphrasing, right? So you didn't say this exactly, but it was pretty much intimating that, you miss your friend, right? And this was no, am I paraphrasing it wrong?
Go ahead. I mean, this your.
Oh no. Again, because I know how this works. God forbid.
Now we all sat right there and watched Destiny try to get close to Mel, crying in front of Mel, but because things didn't turn out the way that she thought they would, and Melody's not willing to forgive her, now she's back to bashing her again. Like, so ridiculous. When we all seen you wanting to sit by Mel, told Mel that now that, you've been through the same thing that she went through, now you can be more sympathetic. Just all of the bull, all of the BS. And then he says, can you imagine little Lance having to use a ladder to climb Destiny to get to the Big D energy? Oh my God. Yes, he just seems like he's just too little for her. Like, I don't know. But now that Latrice has said that she's real little, maybe she is more like Lance's size. I don't know what makes her look so tall and big on the TV screen. He is a fame 304.
Raindrops. When it comes to my girls, you tell them they said anything because they remember everything they said, right? That's why I said paraphrasing. It did appear that in that moment where you guys embraced, that you were realizing pretty much that the state of where you guys are is unfortunate, and that in a perfect world, you wish things could be different.
I think this is this episode before this one, but to clarify, the whole purpose of me going on this trip was to get clarity and understanding. And I think in that moment, and also to take some ownership for stuff that I may have done and been wrong in. And so in that moment, I think people took me taking ownership and apologizing and acknowledging another human being's possible feelings as, oh, she wants her friendship back. This is my growth period. Like, you have to do uncomfortable things that you would not normally see Destiny do. But this is a new me, and honestly and truthfully, I wanted clarity. I wanted clarity on how I became a liar. I wanted, the whole picture and painting of that. I wanted clarity on why you keep on insinuating things happen between me and Martell. Like, I just wanted clarity. We got to some interesting conversations, and it just never happened. It was a lot of gaslighting, and for me, it was like, I remember now. Now I remember. So in that moment, It was naturally because we used to have a lot of fun together. You were like, okay, we're on the island, like have some fun, and then having that conversation with Stormy, I'm looking like, what in the world is what? Like, you don't have no stance. Like, it was just a lot of things that came up. It was an emotional roller coaster. I got one over here, one over here. There's a lot going on. So for me in that moment, I think people took me taking ownership and me acknowledging somebody else's feelings and pain as, oh, she wants her friend back. And that really wasn't it. It was just, I hadn't seen this person in 2.5 years, and it's a lot of stuff that happened in the show, off the show, that hasn't been addressed. And that was my moment to address it.
So when you told her that,
And that was her moment to call your ass out for what you said to her mom. And I'm glad she got you straight, because the fact that you said that about her mom, she will never, ever forgive you for that. And you'll never be her friend. And then he says, here she goes again, lying that non-existent are off. Yes, that's another thing she missing. American Born says, Dusty spoke way too much. This is not a therapy session, Dusty. Exactly.
you love her, you were sorry. What did you mean by that?
So two things can be true at the same time. I do have love for Melody, and I don't enjoy reading people. I'm good at it, but I don't enjoy it. Like, I don't go home and be like, yeah, I read that. I didn't feel like, honestly, it takes me a little bit of a moment to kind of come back from that stuff. So in that moment, I'm like, man, I'm sorry that I had to do that. Like, I really didn't want to go there, but I'm not. The only way that I can clear up myself is to tell the truth. And you have to sit in your truth. And in that moment, when I saw her, I was like, dang, I do have love for her, and I was apologetic for that moment that it had to go to that level. But at the same time, I also understand where I am in that relationship, and then that friendship will never be the same. And it just
Exactly.
is what it
I'm
is.
glad you know.
And Latrice, I want to bring you into this conversation because what we saw on episode 2 of this season of Bell Collective is you and Leticia had a one-on-one in this episode. First of all, before
I'm
we
going
get
to
into
fast
it,
forward.
Latrice, that outfit was everything. That I want to address this, Destiny, before we move on to Bell Collective. In this episode,
Carmen says, Destiny's truth is a lie. Like the truth just ain't in her. And Nanny says, since when is lying on someone reading them down? Destiny is really desperate.
you guys were on the boat, and Miss Nell asked Sunny whether or not she was having kids. And
Like, CK, you wonder why nobody's watching the show. First, we got to go through all the clips before the show actually airs. Then we got to watch the show. Then you guys got to come and talk about it on Messy Monday. Like, we've heard these same questions over and over again. Like, it's so ridiculous.
And you mentioned how it was not, again, I'll put words in your mouth. But obviously that was something that you had a hard time hearing Nell ask.
Okay, we're gonna fast forward it because we already know she felt some kind of way because Nell wanted to know if Sunny was pregnant and she was only being messy when she asked the question.
Feeling of that piece. So me just wanting her to come on the show because you got everybody, literally every single bell on the show. I don't wear the pants, but
She knows how to be respectful to her husband
Yes.
on camera.
And did y'all peep that how Destiny was telling Latrice business? Like, how you knew she wanted you to say all that?
Yeah. Oh no.
She is quick to tell other people business, but ain't gonna tell none of hers.
the
Talking about the lady husband had to sit in the corner and couldn't move.
Go ahead and call back, Clay. We were talking smack. I'm talking smack back, and I said, "Yeah, you better be quiet." Because there goes Latrice. He went. And she wasn't nowhere around.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, you got me with that one. You got me with that one.
No, but listen, everybody knows you're around me and my husband is fun, great vibes. That's why even when the girls say stuff, I be like, "What? When did you see what?" Because let's
I love
Dr. Box,
And
there
pass
are many
this.
clothing brands to fix my teeth. I avoided mirrors.
pizza this good.
Pass this commercial, guys.
Kathleen Payton, I love you, Latrice Rogers, and I thank you too so much for being an excellent part of not only the Kingdom Reign family, but in my life. And I love you too so much, and I know you two know that. Okay, so thank you, Raindrop. Say thank you to Latrice and Destiny, and don't forget, okay.
And the last part, I'm glad they're going because I want you guys to hear what Dustin had to say.
Bill Collector, every Friday night, 8 o'clock, 7 Central on. One more thing before I let you go.
Can I
One thing.
Yes.
One word to describe the love and marriage Huntsville reunion.
Listen, y'all said one word on the show. I said two. Let me see. One word. Jesus. Throughout the whole reunion. And y'all come to Mental Mondays right after this.
Okay, yeah, don't think about it. All right, I love you, Latrice.
She said Jesus. Oh my God, the biggest devil of them all said Jesus was her one word. And then he said Latrice should have checked her. She basically saying that Latrice is disrespectful to her husband and is only playing nice for the cameras. Exactly. That's exactly what she said.
What a show. However, we have to bring in my Detroit brother. The Lions won the football game. So it's a celebration today. He is the resident Love and Marriage Kingdom Reign correspondent. He's also my friend. And he wants me to go outside in New York City, but he knows that I'm scared.
We're almost done,
We'll
guys.
talk about that before we get into Potomac. Give it up for the one, the only Dustin Ross.
I just want y'all to hear how Dustin Ross was shooting his shot with Carlos.
You look great, Dustin.
Thank you so much, friend. You look good too. I see that product dripping all over you. I see it. I see it. I see
Like
how
I
you
had
move.
no idea
It's been a level up. It's been a
that
glow up.
Dustin was feeling Carlos this
You know,
way.
the Kingdom Reign name rings bells everywhere it goes. And so I like watching you literally globe trot, okay, right in front of my face and live your life. And you damn right I want you to come outside in New York City. What you waiting on?
Hey, Mama Bees, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And this was so funny.
He bought Dustin's soul.
Other Michigander.
Exactly.
Kenya Moore, right?
Okay.
Kenya Moore called me on Friday. First of all, Kenya Moore is doing great, and her children's book with Brooklyn sold out on Amazon.
So cute.
Pick up Kenya Moore's children's book. But Dustin, she called me on Friday. Now, when Kenya calls me, it's for like I gotta sit and talk to her for like an hour, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, is everything okay? What's going on, baby? And she's like, bitch, you look good.
Well, where does Carlos look good? Kenya Moore, you need to stop lying to Carlos.
Amazing. Where did she go? I scrolled through your Instagram and I saw you. I thought it was a straight man. And I said, Kenya, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Well, you ain't helping. I heard you pumping your shit the other day, telling people I forgot who you were talking to, but you were saying how you might just dip your toe in the lady pond too. So you're not helping things, Carlos, exactly by saying stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Nanny says he's not feeling no Carlos. He's trying to get to higher level in the business. Oh, okay. So he's trying to move on up. And he's using Carlos, but he said he got 7 different streams of income. Hey, Mama Dama, thank you so much for being here. And Mama Dama says Kenya wants a job because even though he said that her book was doing good, I could have swore Michelle Atielian said that Amazon took her book down or something. Now, if you heard anything about it, let me know in the comments. But I heard Amazon was not selling her book for some reason. I didn't really watch the video. I just seen the thumbnail. So I don't have the deets. And Mama Dama says, I used to like Dustin before he switched up. Exactly. He used to read, boy, he used to read you down.
She look good. Shit, that's what
Thank you.
matters.
You do too, Dustin. You do too.
Thank you,
And
Fran.
yes, Doc,
Thank
really,
you so
Dustin
much.
was amazing. If,
Aw,
if
thank
there
you.
were ever a
And let me say this before he shoots his shot. Y'all see my comment made it up on the screen, don't you? The comment I said to Carlos King.
instead of Girl Six, if there was ever a spinoff called Boy Six, a sex phone operator, Dustin would be amazing at that.
Listen, that could be my eighth stream of income. So let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
Dustin said he got 7
Let's figure
streams
it
of
out.
income.
But listen, I think that you definitely need to take an excursion up north. You need to come hang out with me in New York City. Okay, we're gonna have a night that'll turn into a morning. I'll take you out, have you all over the city, and show you a good time. You need to do it. We've done it before, so you need to do it. We need to come back, and we need to hang out again in New York. You know that. I don't know why you acting scary, Carlos. This is the time. This is the time. Hell, we've been waiting on this. This is the time, Carlos. So now you can be outside and do your thing. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's get a little bit of this fall winter motion going on. You know, that's actually the best time to come up here because you can really put that shit on and have your look together and be outside and take pictures with the steam coming up out the ground and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Who's that now? Now I don't know who's that said that that Dustin was trying to move up. Okay, that was Nanny. None of that sounded like he was shooting his shot to me. I'm sorry. I mean, he was going on and on and on. That doesn't sound like you just asking a friend to come visit and hang out. And Mama Dama said, wow. And then he said, those play gays are going to scam CK out of his money if he doesn't sit his thirsty ass down somewhere. Okay, they were all in the comments trying to shoot their shot with Carlos King. Oh, shit. And Mama Dama says, I agree. And she's, I think she's agreeing to Nanny of the Maroons when she said those play gays are going to scam CK out of his money. They need to. He said he's ready to spoil somebody. He's putting it out there.
Ronnie, right? Night that thank you, peace and love. But no, we gotta get this one. Get the one from Ronnie F. Night that turns into the morning.
The best kind.
That one right there, night that turns into the morning.
You know, yeah. Ain't you Mr. Monday night? What's going on Friday night, Saturday nights, a few
I
other
mean,
nights,
he's talking
you know what I'm saying? Add to
sexy.
that. You always want to add to your
Carlos
crew and
is
your
blushing.
empire. So let's add to that. We need Mr. Friday night, Mr. Saturday night, Mr. Sunday morning. We need brunch. We need all that. So just bring your ass.
Okay. So I gotta ask you this, and I'm gonna move on.
Okay.
What?
They clocking you left and right, Carlos. You see it.
My comment just popped up.
Or go out.
I knew Carlos was reading those comments.
I think that you need somebody who, well, you are a boss. You know what I'm saying, Carlos? You're the type of person that what'll catch your attention is confidence, right? But a legitimate confidence. So you need the type of guy that's already established, already fully immersed in.
Hey, Cece, thank you so much for being here, sis.
And it has to be a strong enough distraction to kind of divert your attention from the myriad of things that you do. So,
and that's what he deserved, Mama Dama.
Right, if he's looking right, if he's
around here talking about you want somebody you can spoil.
You know what I'm saying? I think that you'll be open to that, especially with me as your wingman. I'm exactly what you need. You found your missing link right here.
JL is somewhere plotting to stop Dustin. He said that he is the missing link. Oh, he's shooting his shot.
I got a few.
And why do you say that, Nanny of the Maroons?
Friends.
Why would he want to dox Dustin? You think he want to shoot his shot with Dustin?
So let's do it.
All right, Dustin.
Yeah.
I'll call you later. Good luck.
I'm sure you will.
Okay, guys, that's all I wanted to play. I even put in the comments like, "You still here?" Like, I mean, how many, interviews you gonna do in one day? Like, that was a very long live. Like, the live went over 2 hours, so I was very shocked. that the live was so long. But yes, guys, that was really hard for me to listen to that because the laugh, the voice, the lies, I just couldn't take it. So hopefully, I don't have to come back next Monday and react to one of his, messy Mondays again because I had done left Carlos alone. I wasn't reacting. It got boring when, Dr. Heavenly wasn't on there anymore anyway. So, and Nanny of the Maroon says no because he sees Dustin as his competitor when it comes to getting close to Carlos. Oh, okay. So that's why you think that he would be stalking Dustin and doxing him because he's getting too close to Carlos. To be honest, I heard Carlos kind of say something about AL in the beginning. It seemed like he was trying to like give him a shout out. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I do remember him almost low key giving AL a shout out. Maybe he was in the comments. I can't remember, but it was something to that effect. But yes, Carlos is a very sick man. His hatred for Melody is causing this man to lose money because, he would rather go after Melody, you know, and her fans instead of keeping this show around because he's going after the same people that even make this show a success. So I really don't get, where Carlos is going with this, unless, like Lala said, he is just an all out attack on Melody. That's all it could be because it's really getting ridiculous. And then, I heard the Jasmine brand posted something about why Stormy quit the show. These people are coming out after the fact saying it's because of the Melamirs. And I just really don't think so. So, guys, that's going to be all for this video. I thank each and every one of you for tuning in and watching this live. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button. And if you are watching the replay, make sure you hit the like button as well and drop down in those comments and leave some comments so that I can interact with you in the comment section. And thanks again, guys, for watching and have a great rest of your day. And bye for now.